Hello, guys. Some of you are in ad jail, so you won't hear this. So spread the word, but we've got 2 minutes left. And then we'll be live. Woohoo! So I'll see you in a sec. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. How are we all doing? Let's get something chill on. Sure. Something like this, maybe. I don't know if the volumes are going to be good on this, so you'll have to tell me, but yeah, that should be good, I think. I'm also trying this crazy thing where I face the camera. I know. It's bonkers, but we're going to give it a shot. The geese also think that's unhinged. Volume is indeed volume. Fantastic. New year, new angle. New year, new angle, dude. My hair is nice. Thank you. Oh my gosh, the geese are really pissed off that I'm doing this right now. What? Crumble and I are fighting. This has nothing to do with the trip. I will tell you about the trip, but we have two geese. We have Apple and Crumble, right? We think Crumble is probably a gander because we got them when they were so little. It was hard to tell, but Gander is doing lots of gandery behavior. And one of the things that he's been doing is smaller people. I used to be able to say just the kids. I can't say that anymore. Smaller people, he will hiss at and run at you when you turn your back. And he did it to Clark, and Clark was like, what the fuck? And then he did it to me, and my mother-in-law was like, literally, don't do it unless he's being a bitch. But if he's doing something, just turn around and honk at him. Just scream. Assert dominance. So he did it to Clark, and she turned around and went, yeah! Homie has not come near her since then. It worked a treat. It was incredible. It was so funny. And then he tried to do it to me, and I did the same thing. And now anytime I walk toward him, he just runs away. And I'm like, well, I don't want him to be scared of me, but I do not want him thinking he can pull up either, you know? So it's fine. It is what it is. It's so silly. We got home to a rat problem. Just farm things. We have a huge rat problem on the farm right now. Flooding and a rat problem. Those two things are what we came home to. Nancy, my sister-in-law, kept seeing kept seeing rats like scurrying around and was like, I don't like this. We have animals. I don't like that. We moved the pigs to a better house, lifted up the old pig house, tons of little burrows under the pig house, scooched the tortoise house over, lots of little burrows under the tortoise house. We were like, oh God. My mother-in-law has a gardening shed. In the gardening shed, something has been climbing up and dragging straw all over the place. And we were like, well, it's not rabbits, because rabbits don't climb like that, you know? And we've had rat sightings, right? So then finally saw some rats around where the geese. Finally saw some rats around our allotment, like where we grow all of our plants. And so started a new adventure of calling all of the shelters in the area and being like, if you get a cat in that is so feral you don't know what to do with it, and you get them neutered or whatever, and you're not sure where to put it, give it to us. We're on the search. We're on the search for like a big angry tomcat. So we got a call back from somebody who was like, hey, there's this village. There's this village that has this big white tomcat that's just been causing havoc. So we've been asked to trap it and neuter it. But it's not, nobody's ever going to be able to have this as a pet. So we were going to see if somebody wanted it as a barn cat. Would you guys like it as a barn cat? And we were like, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll take this little monster. Yeah, I don't know what we'll call him, but we got to give him a good name with that sort of intro. He's known as the Terror, and he's all yours. Literally, the just being told, like, an entire village wants this cat gone, do you want it? And all of us being like, sure. This is very funny. So yeah, so we'll be hopefully getting this weird angry tomcat, and hopefully he likes to chase shit, because that's his whole thing. The big issue here is, in a situation like that, you have to figure out, you have to have like a game plan for, like, this is no one's pet, right? Like we don't, none of us, it's going to be a beautiful day in hell if this cat gets attached to any of us, right? How do we encourage this cat to stick around? This cat has to learn that, like, we will feed it, you know, that like it should stay on the farm, you know? So how do we get him to understand that, like, he should stick around here? I don't know, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, of course. He's like a farmhand, you know? Yeah, we'll feed him, we'll board him, you know? But he doesn't have to like any of us. He's here to work. So I think my pitch was, because the old pig house is empty now. I was like, I think we just turn that into a little safe haven for a cat. Make it real comfy in there. Always have food in there. And hopefully he'll get the picture, you know? Hi, Summer. I'm sorry I didn't respond to your message. I did have a good trip. I had a very good trip, actually. How are you? My husband and I are in the process of moving to Ireland, aiming to go for the farm life. Wish us luck. Oh my gosh. Good luck. It's fun. And also sometimes you have situations where you have to look at each other and go, so we have a rat problem. What's the plan? I love that in 2024 we haven't come up with a better solution to rats than getting a bigger animal to chase them. We do have a P. What do you mean Sam told you to ask me? He also has the address. Yes, we have a P.O. box. Yes, we have a P.O. box. It's below my stream. It's Sam and Doogs and then a P.O. box address. And it's been working a treat. So thank you to everybody who sent us stuff so far. I'm probably going to do a little TY here pretty soon. I have, I think, 4 things that have been sent to us. And we got a couple Christmas cards as well, which is very sweet. Thank you, guys. We don't think the rats have made it in any of the houses. There's no evidence of that. Since we've moved here, the cats have found 1 mouse. They've delivered 1 mouse unto me, which was very sweet. But rats... rats, I don't believe have gotten in the house at all. And I know exactly how the mouse got in the house. And in the house. I know exactly how the mouse got in the house. So, that's an easy fix. But... in both houses, there are angry animals. Not angry animals, but like animals that will not put up with that shit. So I don't think... I would be shocked if a rat was able to get anything done in my house or in their house. Will 1 feral cat be enough for an infestation of rats? We don't know. We don't know, but he'll be busy, you know. So anyway, yes, we had a fantastic trip. We had a really nice trip. It was with our friends David and Aaron, happily Aaron, many of you will know, and their 2 kids. And they got along so well with Clarky. I was really worried that we were going to get halfway through this trip and the kids were just going to be over it. But like, when they had to say goodbye, it was tears. It was like big hugs. Like they were so sad to say bye to each other. It was really sweet. But yeah, we had a really, really good time. We went to Myrtle Beach, which I had never been to before. And the temperature was fine. Like we had a couple of days that were just like light sweater sort of days, you know? So even though it's winter time, it was pretty temperate for the most part. We had a couple of rainy days, but it was fine. We had a lot of good food. We went to the beach a bunch. The kids, of course, the very first time we went to the beach and we were like, don't go in the water. The second they touched the water, both of the girls were like, I'm in, and just dunked themselves in the water. And for any of you who don't remember what it was like to be a kid going in the water, or, you know, I guess not everybody lives close enough to the ocean to have experienced this, but the ocean is fucking cold, okay? And when you're a kid, you're having so much fun that you don't really notice how cold you are. And then suddenly you will be freezing, dying, screaming, right? So these kids get in the water. We're like, all right, well, that already happened, I guess. Hi, Octo. That already happened. So they're in it. And we kept being like, aren't you guys cold? And they were like, no, we're having a great time. We're not cold. And then suddenly Clark came out of the water, looked at me, and just started sobbing. And was like, I'm freezing. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what David said, too. He was like, hypothermia is such a bitch, isn't it? That's so crazy that happened so fast. She was just having such a good time and then was dying, like freezing, right? And again, the plan was we're going to go to the beach, walk around, pick up a couple seashells, see what the situation is, and then go home. So we didn't bring a change of clothes. We didn't bring a towel, nothing. So Sam had to like wrap her up in his sweater and like army carry her all the way back to the house because we were within walking distance of the beach, which was really nice. And yeah, all the kids on the way back were like, I'm dying. I'm so cold. So we got them all rinsed off, changed their clothes, whatever. And then I know. And then David was like, I think we need to do a Q&A session. And Sam was dying listening to this because David is like a big fan of the, like, get all the kids together and get everybody on the same page, sort of like, even if it takes a while, right? And I love that. So he was like, all right, kids, we're going to have a little Q&A sesh. We're going to have a chat about dry days and wet days. He was like, I want you kids to go to the beach as often as you want, but we all have to agree if it is a dry day or if it is a wet day. And we're gonna have rules around both so that we are prepared for both and so that we can move on to whatever point B is in the day without having like to panic, right? And the kids were asking so many questions like, wait, if I see a seashell and it's a dry day, but the seashell is in the water, can I get the seashell? And he was like, no. And they were like, I don't know if I can do this. Literally, the littlest kid was like, we can't do that. It's not possible. It was so cute. It was so funny. So yeah, and then from then on, it was totally fine. We did a whole, we did a little photo shoot on the beach for Dodger Coffee. Which was great because David is the owner manager of Akira and manages everything having to do with Dodger Coffee. So we were like, we should. It's the tagline for Dodger Coffee is literally coffee for friends to share. We should get some Dodger Coffee out here and do a little shoot with me and Aaron because Aaron's one of my best friends in the world. So we did, and it was very cute. And on that day, that was another day where we were like, okay, we're going to be taking pictures and whatever else. So kids, here are the ground rules, right? And what's great is if you have like a collection of children that can understand and respond, and you give them ground rules, there's a high likelihood that they will police each other. And they totally did. It was great. So yeah, we had a great time. Yeah. I'm addicted to Uno now. Aaron is like an Uno god. She plays Uno on her phone every single day. She loves it. And I kept seeing her play it, and she kept being like, you should download it. It's super fun. And I was like, I'm not going to download Uno, Aaron. And then our last night there, we were all just so mentally wiped. And Aaron and David were like, do you guys want to download Uno? And we'll just like chill on the couch and play Uno. And that's what we did. So we all played Uno together. And then Sam and I went to bed and continued playing Uno in bed. I was like, I'm mad that this is fun. Yeah, it is fun. The one on the phone is like really easy. There's like, you can either play classic Uno or you can play wild Uno, which has like, you know, some extra rules. But like when you play Uno at home, people add all sorts of crazy rules to Uno when you play at home. But what was cool is the next morning, I was playing on my phone, and Clark looked over and was like, oh, I've played Uno before. It's like, what do you mean you've played Uno before? She was like, yeah, I've played Uno at school. So she was like, can I play? I was like, sure. So I handed it to her, and she played and won a game of Uno. And I was like, okay. Me neither. No, because I keep getting ads for the Monopoly mobile game. And I'm like, who the fuck is playing Monopoly on their phone? But I guess they've put all of their games on phones at this point. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is like, obviously plenty of people are playing Monopoly on their phones. So yeah. I also at one point was like, who's playing Uno on their phones? So many people. Aaron's the leader of a clan, of a guild in Uno, a really successful one. I went to try and join it, and I was like, this guild is full. And I was like, your guild is full, dude. She was like, don't worry, I'll kick some people out. So yeah, Aaron's an Uno god. I didn't realize. I didn't know. I don't like playing Monopoly, and yet somehow I have 5 or 6 different IP Monopolies. We have Squishmallow Monopoly, because Clark begged for it. And at the time, she was like really struggling with some stuff at school. And so Sam was like, hey, tell you what, if we have this whole next week, if we have a good week, if we're really trying hard, you know, at XYZ things, I promise you over the weekend, I will get you Squishmallow Monopoly. And he followed through, but it was very cute because like, we had gone to the store and Sam suddenly in the middle of the store was like, I'll be right back. And I was like, oh, well, we're not getting anything. We can just come with you. And he was like, no, I'll be right back. I was like, okay. And he had secretly gone to buy Squishmallow Monopoly, which was really cute. Yeah, it was adorable. It was also just very fun because David and Aaron are very similar parents to us. We were talking about this on like the 3rd day or something. We're like, it's so easy with these kids because all of us have really similar parenting styles. So like I was almost every morning I was the first person awake because Clark had jet lag. And so she was waking up at like 5 a.m. being like, hello, will someone play with me or feed me? So I was also getting up around 5, 6 a.m. every day, you know, which in the end, people tagged in for that. Very grateful. But the first couple of days, I would be up with Clark and then their kids would also wake up. And it was just very easy to handle 3 kids because all of them responded in the same ways to things. They were really like, they had a really easy time playing with each other. Like it was just easy. So yeah, I think, you know, going from 1 kid around all the time to 3 kids around all the time is a pretty big jump. So the fact that by the end of the week, yeah, I was exhausted. Yeah, I was very excited to get home. But by the end of the week, I was still like, this was pretty easy, all things considered, you know? How bad was or is the jet lag? Well, Myrtle Beach is on the East Coast, so it wasn't nearly as bad. It's a 5-hour difference instead of an 8-hour difference. So, but somehow the jet lag coming back has been awful for Clark. Way worse than it ever is when we come back from the Pacific. And I don't know why that is. So like she slept through the entire flight, which was fine because it was an overnight flight. Slept through the entire flight. We landed. She went to sleep at normal time that night. And I was like, okay, I'm going to mentally prepare for her to wake up. She didn't. She slept all the way through the night. And I was like, nice. We're good, right? But she slept in. So she slept until like 10 yesterday. And I was like, that's fine. We traveled. She needs the sleep, obviously. So I just let her sleep. And then last night she went to bed at normal time, fell asleep, woke up 1 hour later and was like, is it morning? And I said, no, dude, it certainly isn't. And then she laid awake in bed for 2 hours. And I was finally like, okay, we obviously, like, nothing's working, right? So, she was hungry. So I was like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. Let's get up. I'll make you something to eat. Your brain thinks it's time to eat. It's fair. It's fine. So, we got up, ate something, watched a little bit of TV. I was hoping she would fall asleep to the movie, but she didn't. And then we got back in bed. And she was like, can you snuggle me? I was like, sure. So I snuggled her. And she still was like, I can't sleep. I was like, don't do this, dude. She did not go to sleep last night until 3 a.m. Which means I was not sleeping either, right? And then the two of us slept in until, again, 10:30 in the morning. So I'm like, all right, we're probably going to have a similar situation tonight. We already messaged Joe because we're supposed to do Sunforge tonight. And I was like, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what we're going to do if she's doing this during Sunforged. Like, one of us is basically going to have to, like, not be there, you know? So, yeah. Unfortunate, but it'll get fixed quick once she's in school. She starts school again tomorrow. She woke up and she was like, oh, am I missing school? Have I slept through school? I was like, no, it's Sunday. I wouldn't have let you sleep through the first day of term, dude. Goofball. This morning, she asked if we could do a blind taste test of breakfast foods. And I was like, sure. So listen. So she was like, can we make toast and then cut it up and then have each piece of toast have a different thing on it? And I'll put a blindfold on and I'll see if I can figure out what it is. And I was like, okay, sure. I was like, am I allowed to put things on the toast that you've never had before? And she said, sure. Great. So we did that. I went pretty easy with it because I didn't want to waste a bunch of toast in case she was like, I don't want to, actually, this is all disgusting. She ate all the toast and then was like, we should do the same thing with porridge because she loves oatmeal. She loves porridge. So I'm like, okay, sure. So we did it with porridge. And one of the things that she really wanted to try, hilariously, is I got a one of those like powders that's basically just like 20 different vegetables all powdered up into a thing to add to like soups and pasta sauces and whatever else, just to like get extra veggies in. And she opened it and she was like, that does not smell good. I was like, yeah, it smells pretty strong. It's not supposed to, though. So it's like, noted. And she's able to read now. So she was like, it says that there's no flavor. Can I try it? And I was like, sure. So she tried a little on her finger and she was like, it has a taste for sure. I was like, yeah, I would have been shocked if you just tried it on its own and and it was fine. She was like, you should put some of this in one of the porridges and we'll see if I can taste it. I was like, okay. Yes, there are vegetables. Yes. Oh my God. If you have trouble, because even adults struggle with this. Okay. If you have trouble getting like a good amount of veggies in your diet, you just don't like the taste of them. You just have trouble like remembering, whatever. Go online and look for unflavored green powder. Normal green powders are normally like vegetable powders. They'll always have all of the ingredients listed. You can double check that it has stuff that you actually want to be eating. But like, it's great because if you put it in like a smoothie, a sauce, whatever, you literally cannot taste it. It's great. Yeah, you should go look for that. It's great. Anyway, so we did it with porridge, and one of the porridges she added the powder into, and she put way too much in, so the porridge was literally just bright green. And she put the blindfold on, knowing full well that one of these porridges was bright green vegetable porridge, and she still took a big old bite of it and was like, disgusting, that's the green one. It's like, yeah, nailed it. What I did try to do, because, you know, it's just plain porridge with the green powder. I was like, I wonder if I added like a normal amount of honey in, if it would make it a bit harder to tell. And it actually, honestly, with just like the green powder and a bunch of honey in the porridge, it tasted fine, I thought. But she could still taste it in there, you know. Anyway, so that's what our morning was. And then she was like, and now we're going to do a cooking challenge. I was like, no, we ain't. I'm going to work, dude. We woke up so late. This took all of the time that we had. I'm so sorry. It's done. I'm excited though. She's over at my mother-in-law's because our little niece is coming over. And Clark has been asking to see her. So I was like, perfect. She really is a content creator, dude. I was like, why do you keep calling things challenges? We're not on YouTube, dude. Like, what is going on here? I love blending veggies and making it into sauces and soups. Yeah, so as it is right now, we'll take like, you know, vegetable scraps, whatever needs to get used, and just blend it up and add it to pasta sauce. That's like an easy way to use up veggie leftovers for sure. But it's nice to have a thing that's just like, I bet I could throw a little bit of green powder into this and no one would notice, you know, so. I should start calling things challenges. The get up early challenge, the go to bed at a reasonable time challenge. There's probably something mentally there. Yeah. There's probably something about that helps. It's very low spoons friendly for sure. It's just nice, you know. Again, if you just are having trouble eating vegetables for any reason, working them into your life, if you just, you know, need a very accessible way to just get it in your body, it's helpful. It's nice. When I was a camp counselor, we would have the campers race to sleep. That's very cute. I got up at 6 a.m. every day for a month challenge. I've been talking about getting up early and power walking around the field every morning. I think that would be very fun. And I said this in front of my mother-in-law, and she was like, with what time? When would you do that? I was like, I don't know. If I got up at like 5, she was like, and what time are you going to sleep? And what time does Clark wake up most of the time? I was like, don't do this to me. What do you mean? Don't do this to me. My sister-in-law was like, I would do that with you if you were able to do it. I was like, guys. Because my sister-in-law gets up at 6 and goes to the gym every day. So she was like, look, I'd do that with you. But we all know what your mornings are like. We hear them sometimes, which is to say that if Clark's having a bad morning, sometimes she's like, I don't want to come to school. I don't want to do this. And everybody can hear it, which is fine. I don't mind everybody hearing that. That's very cute. Oh my gosh, I should try that with Clark. She loves counting. Lefalini said, my mom had a hard time getting me to sleep. We had a challenge where I would count numbers. The longer I got, the less I won. So I learned to fall asleep fast. That's amazing. That's so good. We've planted, I shouldn't say we, I haven't been involved yet. About 100 of our trees have been planted. There are 300 saplings left. So I told my mother-in-law, because I was sick and then out of town, I told my mother-in-law that I would try to plant at least a couple every morning before I work. So are you planting a forest? They gave us so many tree saplings to put around our hedgerow. So we're just kind of slowly working our way through it. Planting trees. What kind of trees? I have no idea. You'd have to ask my mother-in-law. I don't know. No clue. But it'll give us a lot more privacy, which will be awesome. You know, as they grow. It'll take them a while to grow, but that's okay. We plan on being here for a while, so, you know. We already have, there's already a ton of fruit trees on this property. We don't need more fruit trees. We need spread out trees. Future privacy trees, yeah. It's, so basically my mother-in-law applied for a grant. Not a grant. I don't know what you would call it, but she basically was like, hey, we're new farmers. We have a hedgerow. We want to add in already like like trees and bushes and things that naturally would be growing here to encourage the natural ecosystem. And they said, cool, sounds good. We'll send you a bunch of trees. And they sent us over 400 trees. So yeah, we're working our way through trying to plant those. Looking forward to the crummy autumn, crummy leaves comments. I mean, we already have so many trees on the property. We were already dealing with leaves and shit. Mm-hmm. It's a bunch. Yeah. But I'm back now. I'm back now. And the lights are gone. It's not Christmas anymore, okay? Rip lights. Mm-hmm. So, Sam's gonna be out of town for a couple of weeks. Again. He's very stressed about it. He's very worried that when he comes back, no one's gonna be around to watch him. And I was like, that's not what's gonna happen. You're gonna be fine. He's very excited to go, though. He's very excited to see Arix and go to Japan. I thought he was there already. Nope. Nope. He'll be leaving in like a week, and he'll be there for the last 2 weeks of January. Yeah, I think he's gonna have a really good time. And it's one of those situations where it's like he keeps putting off getting his tattoo done, and I'm like, it's actually really nice that you haven't gotten that done before this trip because now you're not gonna have to worry about any of the places that you wouldn't be able to go to if you had big tattoos or anything. So dang, he's gonna be wiped. I know. I'm glad he's finally doing these trips though. Like, we had 2 trips, a trip in summer and a trip in October that he didn't wind up going on. So like in his mind it was like Myrtle Beach is the family trip. I will be there. I will be involved. I will be active, participating. I'll be in dad mode, right? And he was fully. And by the time we got home, his brain like deflated. Like he was like, I am so tired. I don't think tattoos are that big of a deal nowadays. It's funny though, if you go look at there are like recent interviews of people just on the street where somebody will ask just a bunch of random people of different ages, like, how do you feel about tattoos? And so many people still will say, if I see somebody with a bunch of tattoos, I assume they're a gang member. You're right though, that a lot of them will also have the caveat of, if it's a foreigner, I don't assume that, but I still find them like weird or scary, Dad mode to dead mode. Yeah. Yeah. So it's nice that he doesn't have his tattoos. Like, I would be more restricted if I went. So. Anywho. No, I didn't see any of the Final Fantasy 14 stuff. Sam told me a couple of things, but I don't know any of the new stuff. Oh my god. I don't know. I was going to say, I don't think they care. Like, somebody was joking that my tattoos don't look like Yakuza tattoos at all, which I agree. They're not the same style as the Yakuza tattoos. But, like, I think just in general, if you see somebody with a bunch of tattoos or with a big tattoo, potentially depending on your age, I'm struggling to avoid all of it. I know, that's why I didn't say anything out loud. Any of the, like, new stuff. Because, yeah, some people are avoiding it. They don't want to know. I don't know anything about keyboard layouts, if I'm totally honest with you. Aside from UK layout versus US layout. And at this point, I've gotten too confused about which one is which. US has the @ sign on the 2, correct? Okay, great. I got so used to the UK layout, and then I swapped computers, and this computer wants me to use the US layout, and I know I could just change it. But I keep confusing myself about what layout I'm supposed to be using anymore. Do you like the tall enter key or the long enter key? Long. I don't even know. I would have to look. Hold on. I don't even know what a tall enter key looks like. Hold on. Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is typically what I have. Enter key. This is what I'm used to. But in the past, I've had the, like, sort of fat L shape. Sam gave it to me. What is this keyboard? It's got to be a Razer something. Razer or Nata Chroma. This guy. At one point, Razer sent Sam so much stuff, like keyboards, mice, all sorts of shit. And to this day, if something stops working, I'll go to Sam and be like, "You got a keyboard? you got a mouse I can use for a minute?" I've seen the keyboards that are like, yeah, split into two. So you like hold your hands like this. I've never tried it. I've also seen the keyboards that are just a bunch of toggles. And you like toggle things. Oh my God. I got one of those keyboards with blank keycaps. It has advantages and disadvantages. You know, it isn't until I'm paying attention that I realize how often I like look down to double check a thing. Generally, I can type without looking, but if I'm thinking about it, I double check all sorts of stuff. Keyboards with or without the numpad. I love the numpad. I much prefer doing numbers with the numpad than with the numbers across the top. I have seen people do that. Yeah, they'll get like a numpad that's like a separate thing. I don't know why I would want an extra thing on my desk though. So your arms aren't to the left? I guess so. I guess that makes sense. I hadn't thought of that. Hold on. Yeah, if I didn't have all this shit over here, that would be nice because it would be a much smaller keyboard, right? And you wouldn't have to like accommodate for all of this extra space. Yeah, my parents had a trackball mouse, and to be honest, I never got used to it. I never liked it, unfortunately. Yeah, I had a lot of trouble with it. I also, my very first laptop, the mouse was like a weird little nub. Did any of you guys have that? There was like it's like an old laptop that had like a keyboard and then like a weird little nub right in the middle that you had to like push around. I hated the nub so much, dude. The nipple mouse. The nipple mouse. Yeah. You guys are making fun of the nub. I cannot stand for it. Dude. I used it for long enough that I can make fun of it. Yeah. I'm allowed. A friend of mine got pretty good at playing Dota with the nub. I love that. I love that. That's amazing. Can I tell you guys something on this trip? This trip was actually like very creatively fun for me because both Clarky and Aaron's daughter are super into crafts. And Aaron's daughter specifically loves like repetitive shit. She straight up told me that. Was like, I love something that I can just like space out and do over and over and over again. I was like, you have got to learn crochet, dude. But first, we were at lunch somewhere and I took one of the straw wrappers, and I always turn the straw wrappers into origami stars. So I turned it into a star, and their kid was like, how did you do that? So I showed her how to do it. Literally, every day that we were there, this kid was making origami stars. At the end, had an entire bag full of different colored origami stars. It was amazing. She was like, I love this. I'm going to do this all the time. She's 8. And then Clark had drawn a frog on something, I think. And I was like, origami frogs are pretty easy to make too. And she was like, can you show me? So I showed Clark how to make an origami frog. And she was like, that's too hard for me. I was like, that's fine. If you want me to make you a couple, I will. And then the other 2 kids were like, I want frogs. So I wound up becoming like indentured at the table, making 4 frogs for each child. I was like, you know what though? This is the sort of shit that my brain loves. Like being able to be like, sorry, I can't do that. Actually, I have to make 8 more frogs over here. I have a job to do. So I can't do any of this other shit right now. I have to sit here and make frogs. Well, it's so great. It was such a great way for my brain to just like chill out for a minute. I'm busy, dude. I'm making frogs, okay? My schedule is all frogs. I'm booked up for frogs until at least 3 o'clock. I showed Clark a long time ago how to make a crane. She can't, there's too many steps. She can't remember that. But Clark has figured out how to make the stars now too. So it was a lot of the 2 of them making stars, which was very cute. Clark's big issue is not making them tight enough. So like the stars are literally just one long strip, and you do the same repetitive thing over and over and over again with it until the strip is used up. And then you sort of like pinch it to make it fluff out into a star. The pinching part, I would say, is the hardest bit. But like for Clark has got the pattern down. It's just keeping it tight enough that when you go to fluff it out, it doesn't like fall apart, you know? So she kept getting really frustrated, and I was trying to explain to her, like, you're doing the right thing. The hard part is done. You know exactly what to do. You have to just hold it tight together. It's the same thing with braiding. She's trying to learn how to braid, and she gets really frustrated because the braid falls apart. I'm like, right, but you know how to braid. You just have to keep it all tight, you know? Toit. Clark, you're almost there. She's almost there, dude. Very close, yeah. Oh, that's such a cute idea. Filling up a clear ornament with them. I love that. I also just think stuff like that, like in the same way that when I did it, at lunch, suddenly two of the other kids like really wanted to learn how to do it, and then Aaron learned how to do it. And I think things like that are like pretty accessible projects can be like great, like a great community sort of thing. So there's part of me that's like, it would be really fun to teach Clark how to do some of these things, because she can, if she winds up doing it at school or something, then she gets the opportunity to teach a friend how to do it, which is so fun. You sound all better now. Thank you. I'm still coughing. That was the one issue. Going to Myrtle Beach is we were close enough to the actual beach. We were in walking distance of just being at the beach. The air, the like wind. We could not be outside for very long. We had 2 different days when we went mini golfing, and like halfway through mini golfing, both Clark and I were like, just dying. We still had such a good time, but like if we spent too much time outside, our coughs got so bad. And David would be like, do you guys need to like get something for that? Isn't beach/sea air supposed to be healthy? Cold air on a cough, regardless of if it's beach or not, cold wind up against your face when you have a cough is not going to be fun. That's not going to help anything. Myrtle Beach has so many mini golf places, at least it did when I was a kid. Yeah. When we got picked up from the airport, David was like, okay, we're in Myrtle Beach now. I would like for you guys to look out the window and count how many mini golf places you see before we get to the house. And we found 10 different mini golf places just on the way to where we were staying. And then it turned into, because, we're trying to like have the kids be involved. Then it turned into, okay, we're going to go mini golfing. Let's drive down this main street, and after we've seen all the mini golf places and made a list of them, then we'll as a group decide where we're going to go golfing. This was not a good plan. It became obvious about halfway through the drive that this was a terrible plan, because all 3 of the kids wanted to go somewhere totally different. And they were very upset at the idea of not going to the one that they wanted to go to. None of them would agree on one. It was not happening. So in the end, it wound up being that we were like, okay, how about we'll go to mini golf 3 times and each kid will get an opportunity to like pick a place. That wound up being 2 times, because the first one went off without a hitch. The first one was fine. The second one, their kiddo picked a place. We went to it and it was closed. It was under construction. So then we went to the third kid's choice, and wound up just never going to another place. But the second kid was like, I don't want to go anywhere else. This is where I want to go. And we kept having to explain, like, but it's closed. It's closed until March, dude. it's closed, So, so we only went to 2 places. We also went to Sugar Life, which is a weird chain of candy stores that is all over the place in Myrtle Beach. Like, it's like a Starbucks. Like, you go like 1 block and there's another Sugar Life. It was so weird. I was like, what is this store? So we wound up going one night, and telling the kid, because it's a lot of like pick and mix. So like just loose candy that you fill a bag with. So we were like, okay, each kid can fill up a bag up to this point and we'll do a movie night and you can eat your candy or whatever, These stores were crazy. These stores were so, I got excited because they had saltwater taffy, which I haven't had since the last time I went to the beach with my dad, I think. So I was like, oh my God, saltwater taffy, amazing. But everything else was just like normal, just candy, you know, that you would find anywhere. But in like big tubs, and then, anyways. But honestly, the big pull for Sugar Life, I feel, should be their merch. Dude, I went in there and I was like, yeah, sure, candy, whatever. I don't have a super strong sweet tooth, so I was like, yeah, right, candy. But the sweaters, the sweatshirts, so cute. The thermoses that they have there, so cute. What the fuck? I was like, dude. The merch here is so good. The Sugar Life merch, whoever makes this shit, they need a raise. I bought myself here was my drama. I had one bit of drama that happened, okay, on this trip. I saw candy necklaces, and I was like, I want a candy necklace so bad. I showed them to Clark, and she was like, no, that doesn't look good. It's like, so fair. So I got a candy necklace. We got all the way home. The kids settled in to watch a movie and eat their candy. I took my candy necklace out of the wrapper and went to put it on my head, and the second it started to pull over my head, it snapped. And the candy went everywhere. And I crumpled into a ball. I was so upset. So then, the plan that night had been, the boys had talked to each other. Aaron and I went to grab a coffee at like a cafe that was nearby at one point. And while we were in there, Sam and David had a conversation where they were like, Brooke and Aaron are like best friends. They haven't had any time, just the two of them. Tonight, when the kids are doing their movie, we'll just hang out with the kids, and then they can go somewhere if they want to. And we were like, that's so sweet. We would love to do that. My necklace broke. Erin comes in. She's like, let's go back to Sugar Life and get you a new necklace. I was like, no, we're not doing that. She was like, no. The boys said we could go wherever we want. David will drive us wherever we want. We're going to go back to Sugar Life and get you a new necklace. So we did. David drove us back to Sugar Life, left Sam with the 3 children. David drove us back to Sugar Life, and I got two more, just in case another one snapped. I got 2 more candy necklaces, and we drove back, and then Aaron and I had tea on the beach, and it was very sweet. And my heart was full, and I had a candy necklace that didn't snap and sat on my neck, and it was great. So, yeah. Where did you go to eat around here? Did you go to Waffle House? We did not go to Waffle House. No, we went to an old man. We went to Gay Dolphin because we heard that store was crazy, and it was. We went to Gay Dolphin, and one of the old men that was in there working, Sam was like talking with him about places to get fish because we really wanted to go get seafood, and he recommended like this like dive bar sort of place. So we went there and got like shrimp and hush puppies, and David got like lobster nachos. It was wild, but we weren't hungry enough to do like the let's get like a, you know, one of those big buckets of like steamed crab and corn and all that shit. That wasn't gonna happen, especially because none of the kids would eat it. So no, it wasn't a restaurant. No, Gay Dolphin is like, it's like, what, how do you even describe this place? It's they just have everything there. It's the wackiest tourist trap in the world. We went in there because Aaron kept peeking in the windows and was like, I have to know what this store is, because I've looked in one window and saw like old toys, and then looked in another window and saw seashells, and looked in another window and saw clothing. So she was like, we have to go in there. So we did. We paid an exorbitant amount to do the Ferris wheel. With 3 different people in this group that were scared of heights. So, but everybody wanted to do it. So we were like, all right, we're going to see how this goes. And everybody was very brave, and they had a very good time. So it was nice. And then we went to Gay Dolphin because it's like right next to it. And we walked in, and it was just one of those, if you've ever been to Powell's, City of Books in the middle of Portland, how you turn a corner and you're like, how the fuck are there more books? It was that. You'd turn a corner and go, there's stairs to where? What's up there? What do you mean? There was just so much shit. There was so much shit at the store. Sam got a really nice sweater that says Gay Dolphin on it. So I'm very happy for him. I thought that was lovely. We told the kids that they could spend $5. They had a $5 limit. Clark spent $3 of it on seashells. She bought like a ton of tiny seashells with $3 of it. And then the last $2 she spent on a squishy pineapple. So that's what she bought. We got Sam an infinity cube. One of their kiddos like really loves like fidget toys, and had 2 different infinity cubes in her little box of toys. And I was like, this is awesome. I love this thing. And they had them at Gay Dolphin. And I had talked with Sam a long time ago about like whether or not, because sometimes he just like sits at his desk and like spaces out. And I was like, it might be nice to have like some fidgets at your desk. So we got him an infinity cube. I don't think he's brought it to his office yet, so I'm going to bring it in there for him. But yeah. The boys one night, they agreed to cook one evening. And they were like, we're going to do barbecue. And we were like, awesome. And they describe it as like the longest, most harrowing bonding experience they've ever had. It took them 3 hours to get through all of the stuff that they were supposed to grill. So many things went wrong. At one point, they like went behind the house to find sticks to add to the coals. Is that when Sam grilled wings in a can? Yes. Yeah. So much happened out there. They would come in and be like, all right, here's this one thing grilled. Try it. Let us know how it is. Everything that they made tasted incredible. It was so good. It was amazing. They did so well. But yeah, they kept coming in and being like, I don't know how this is going to go. This might be a disaster. And then 5 minutes later, they'd come in and be like, no, never mind. We've got this. It's totally fine. It's like, okay. Yeah, it was great. It was so good. They really crushed it. They went through hell for the barbecue. They did. They did amazing. And I got to sleep in 2 nights. I was offered 3 nights of sleep-ins because I did the first like 3 mornings, and David had done the first 3 mornings of breakfasts. And we were sitting there, and David was like, I don't want to do breakfast tomorrow. And I was like, I don't want to be up with the kids tomorrow. So when we were all sitting down at we were like, communication's key here. So when we were all sitting down at breakfast, I was like, hey, can somebody else do kids tomorrow morning? And Aaron was like, yeah, I can do kids tomorrow morning. And David was like, can somebody else do breakfast? And no one said anything. And I was like, Sam will do breakfast. Sam was like, yeah, sure, I'll do breakfast. So in the end, I was offered 3 mornings of sleep-ins, but one of the mornings I didn't take it because the kids didn't wake up until like 7. And I was like, I've been awake for an hour anyway, like waiting for someone to wake up. So it's fine. I'll just be up now. Volunteering your SO is so funny to me. Yeah. Sam is very self-conscious about cooking, but when he does cook, it always turns out good. So I don't know why. He made breakfast for everybody and it was delicious. And he was like, I did it. I did it. I put in my time. He does tell us how good he is at eggs. Yeah, right? But David cooks all the time, which is why when David was like, yeah, we should do barbecue one night, I was trying to be really encouraging, like, yeah, you guys should do barbecue one night. And it turned out great. My mom is the same, a fantastic cook who cooks often but hates it. My mother-in-law, I feel like, has gone through like a hill and valley with that, where she a couple of years ago was like, I have reached the point where I hate cooking. Like, she had cooked for, 7 people in a house for so many years, more if they brought friends over, right? Just cooked so much food every single day for years that she hit this wall where she was like, I don't enjoy cooking anymore. I don't like it. And then they moved here, sold their house and moved here. And the kitchen situation has been they have an actual kitchen now, but the kitchen situation was so dicey for so long that they were basically living off of like the slow cooker and the air fryer, right? And I think my mother-in-law reached this point where she was like, I would kill to be able to just make food the way I want to make food right now. And now that they have their kitchen up and running, she's fully like, I'm going to do, I can't, I'm going to do roasts every Sunday. I'm so excited. I can like just cook like normal, So she's come back up to like enjoying cooking for people because now she can, and she had months there where she just like couldn't cook the way she wanted to. Yeah, she just needed a forced break from cooking all the time. Yeah, I think that's totally true. That can absolutely be the case. Is like how doesn't it suck, by the way, how much like things that were said around you when you were a child will affect you for your entire life? If like the way that you having opportunities to cook, how you cooking was received by others growing up can have such an effect on like whether or not you feel comfortable cooking as an adult. Obviously this applies to so many other things, but like since we're talking about cooking, like a couple of you guys are saying like, yeah, my parents or whatever were like really critical of how I cooked things when I was a kid. So I don't like cooking in front of people anymore or for people anymore. Like that sucks. That sucks, dude. That's Apple. Yes, girly. I don't know what she sees, but that's okay. Yeah, my kiddo is over at my mother-in-law's right now, and she was like, "Yeah, Clark can do whatever she wants. I'll just be cooking." And I was like, Clark is really into cooking right now. So if you want to give her like a little job, if you can, if there is a little job that she could do, she would love that. Because we're trying really hard to and that's also why this morning when she was like, can we do a blindfold toast taste test thing? It was like, sure, why not, anything that encourages her to do stuff in the kitchen or like shows her that when she has an idea for something in the kitchen, I'm receptive to it, and also that she was like, yeah, you can put whatever you want on there and I'll try it. One of the reasons that I didn't take advantage of that this time is because I want her to feel like if she wants to do this again, I want her to feel like it's safe, and I'm not going to try to freak her out. It seems like a fun way to, do one new thing, like a bunch of stuff she's used to and that she can guess easily. And then one new thing, right? The fact that she put a big old heaping spoonful of green powder in the porridge and still ate it with a blindfold on. Like she's down, which is great. Yeah, a bunch of people have come in asking if I know about the Final Fantasy 14 stuff. I know a few things because Sam has told me, but there are also people in chat who have said, please don't talk about it. I'm trying to avoid it. So we're not talking about it right now. But yes, I do know about some of it. Yeah, I was like, a toast taste test, that seems easy. I can go in the pantry, grab a few things, right? So like hers, the toast taste test, we took 2 pieces of toast and we cut them into 8 pieces. So there was a plain one, peanut butter, bananas, just normal butter, jam. What were the other ones? Oh my goodness. Oh, one was honey, one was cinnamon and sugar, because my mom used to do that as like a treat. So that was a fun one. And she's never had that before, so she took a bite of it and was like, it's crunchy. I was like, yeah. She was like, but it's sweet. Is it sugar? Like, was really surprised. Like, what are you feeding me? What were I can't remember what the last one was. But she tried all of them. And yeah, also having it be like, you only need to take one bite. And she started doing this thing where like, if she took a bite of one and she liked it, she'd go, keep. So she had a plate with just a bunch of little pieces of toast with weird things on them. The only ones that she didn't want to keep were plain butter and jam. So I ate those ones. Yeah, well, we did Super Cousin time. I just didn't stream because it was literally the day we got off the plane. So it was like a couple of hours after we had landed. And I was like, I will play with you. I'm not streaming, though. We finished up the raid storyline, the Pandemonium raid story. Again, I won't spoil what any of that is, but we finished up the Pandemonium storyline because we hadn't actually like done the ending cutscenes for that. And I think we're gonna continue the Alliance raid next week. I think that's the plan. Mustard. Mustard? Don't let's be silly. We watched Winnie the Pooh's New Year's movie from like 2002. We put it on yesterday while we were eating dinner. And Sam was like, why do I know this? He was like, why do I recognize this? And I was like, I mean, I don't know. Did you watch this? And he was like, I think I had the book of this. Did I watch this? And we wound up looking it up and seeing how long ago it was made. And he was like, oh my God. Yeah, I definitely watched this when I was a kid. Clark wound up asking the question that I think everyone should ask, which is, why does Eeyore have to live under a bunch of sticks? Because the Christmas gift that Eeyore asks for in that movie is an umbrella to keep snow from ruining his house. And then Tigger, when all of the characters are like, maybe we can ask for things for each other, Tigger is a sweetheart in that moment and is like, I think Eeyore should have a new house. And Clark was like, yes, he should have a new house. And then Sam was like, or one of these motherfuckers could just let Eeyore live in their house. Like, canonically, in the books at least, Tigger lives with Kanga and Roo. There isn't a hard and fast rule that, like, everybody has to live by themselves. So Sam was like, why don't any of these people, any of these animals with their mansions, with their middle of the woods mansions, why don't they let Eeyore stay at their house? Even just only when his house is broken, which is most of the time. Maybe Eeyore doesn't like having roommates, but no one ever offers. That's the problem. If Eeyore was like, no, it's fine, I like being by myself. Sure. No one offers. No one ever offers. They're just like, oh, poor Eeyore. I'm like, shut up, Piglet. I can say that because I know that if I was a character in Winnie the Pooh, I would be Piglet. So shut up, Piglet. Let him in your house. Do it. Come on. Eeyore's just trying to improve his depression nest. Dude. Poor Eeyore. In the book, there's a whole chapter where Winnie the Pooh is like, I think we should build Eeyore a new house. So let's go find some sticks. So they go and find sticks, make him a new house, and then in the meanwhile, Eeyore has gone to Christopher Robin and is like, bro, someone took all the sticks that I built my house with, and now I don't know where they are. Winnie the Pooh stole the sticks, Eeyore's sticks, because his house fell apart, and they just assumed it was a big pile of sticks. I'd probably be Tigger. That's definitely a self-own. Yeah, I feel like most people are like a mixture, right? I don't think I would be exclusively Piglet, but there's some Piglet up here for sure, you know. Boo's got a Pooh sticks addiction and ran out of sticks. Oh my God. Clark made... Did I tell you guys this? That Clark made my sister and my niece play Pooh Sticks. But if you don't know the Winnie the Pooh books, or if you've never heard that part of Winnie the Pooh, it sounds like you're saying we should play poop sticks, right? But we were walking across a bridge and Clark was like, we should play Pooh Sticks. It's Winnie the Pooh Sticks. It's a game that he made up where you throw sticks off of a bridge with a friend and you see whose stick shows up on the other side quickest. That's Pooh Sticks. Have you guys been to the actual Pooh Sticks bridge? There's a Pooh Sticks bridge? No. This is the Sonata of Awakening from the Zelda and Sleep album. Lies of Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is fair use now, right? You can use Winnie the Pooh for whatever, I think. It's in Hartfield, England. Oh my God. Wait a second. Pooh Sticks Bridge, Hartfield. The Pooh Sticks Bridge. All you need to know before you go. Oh my God. What? Oh, people bring their like Winnie the Pooh toys there. Welcome to Pooh Bridge. Use only Pooh sticks that are brought with you or picked up from the ground. Don't damage the trees. Don't climb over the fences. Take your litter home with you. Oh. The Pooh Sticks Bridge. Cute. Wait, but how do I get to it? Wait a sec. Oops. I'm trying to figure out how far away this is. The bridge was sold at auction for $131,000. What? It's part of a 4.7 kilometer out and back trail near Hartford, East Sussex. Considered an easy route. The best time to visit is April. Apparently. We've learned so much. Sam was explaining to Clark, the area in Myrtle Beach that we were in had like a long walk area with where the bricks had like names on them, like names and dates. And Clark was asking Sam about it, and Sam was explaining, like, they're probably people who have passed away, and, you know, a person will buy a brick and have their name put on it. And it was very sweet, and Clark started making a list of all the people that she would like to put on bricks. Dooger was in my city in this weather. Sorry for the cold. It was honestly fantastic weather for us. It was fantastic weather for us. Most days were just kind of like sweater weather. There was one day that I did not bring my coat, and I really regretted it. But most days were fine for us. This is Zelda's Lullaby from the Zelda and Sleep album. Bro, we gotta go to the Pooh Sticks Bridge. I gotta go, dude. Dude, let's figure out. Hold on. No, Felonious, I was talking about Gay Dolphin earlier, though. We did go to Gay Dolphin. All right. What? What are we playing this week? I'm very out of the loop. What's come out? What should we be playing this week? It looks like there are a couple things. What is this Portal Revolution? Is this like a whole mod thing? The Portal mod you've been waiting for. Delve into a new story with original characters, over 8 hours of gameplay, and over 40 new challenging test chambers. What? It's got really good reviews. New Portal? It has ladders, was one of the reviews. An unofficial prequel. Oh. I'd be down to play this. Cool. I'm really happy for the ladder enthusiast. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Go to the top. Let's see the new releases. I don't want Escort's Secrets. No, I don't think that's the right game for me. I don't want that either. Come on, what came out while I was gone? Against the Storm full release happened, but that was December. I did not play Slay the Princess. We were gonna play it on stream, and then we looked at the warnings for that game, the sort of subject matter in that game, and decided it was not a good stream game for us. I would love to play it at some point, though. It wasn't Christmas time anymore. I left after Christmas, dude. There's apparently DLC for the, like, Storytellers puzzle game. Right? Isn't there DLC for this now? Or like some extra stuff that came out? First update. First major update. Now live and free for anyone. New puzzles, levels, characters, a fully voiced narrator, and more. We could do some of that this week. I think we played this game in one day. So. Cool. So that should already be updated, I think. So that's something we can do. A visual novel, maybe. Stars in Time was one that we talked about playing, which is not technically a visual novel, but has a lot of, would have a lot of voice acting for me to do. Because it's not a voiced game. How long does that game take? Hold on. How long does this game generally take people? 17 hours, 20 hours, 16, 24, 53, 36. That's long. That's really long for us. I have not played Terra Nil yet, no. God. What is going on in here? I did not start coughing this much until I came up here, and I'm wondering if something's going on in here. It might just be the air. I don't know. We looked at Thirsty Suitors. Battle your exes, disappoint your parents, and find yourself. We looked at this on Geekenders. It's the farm dust. It looks like it takes around 10 hours to play, maybe. Some people did reviews at 3 hours. Most of them are around 10 hours, though. I really hope Small Saga comes to console eventually. That was such a good game. I really loved that game. Main story is 7, according to the Game Pass. Okay. Yeah, that's super reasonable. Farm dust sounds like sci-fi mist disease. I do have a vacuum up here. Suck up. That's not showing up. We're trying to, we played Cocoon. Yeah, we did that. We didn't finish it though, to be fair. We're trying to do a bunch of research into snails, pet snails. We don't want the giant ones. We don't want like a giant African whatever snail that people typically get. We just want just tiny ones. So I'm trying to do a bunch of research because some of them have live babies and some of them lay eggs. A lot of them lay eggs. But either way, you have to have a plan for like what you're doing with those. I think they're all hermaphroditic, but I'm not totally sure. Meaning that they'll just make babies no matter what. So if we get a small snail that lays eggs, it means that I'm going to have to be like sifting through that top layer to double check for eggs like every couple of days. And I guess the most humane thing to do is to freeze them. Which I talked with Clark about. Because I was like, if this is your pet, I want you to know that this is what we're doing, right? If we have a snail and it's laying eggs, we are going to have to collect those eggs and freeze them. We can't have baby snails. They will reproduce so fast. We will have so many snails, and that's not the plan, right? That's not what we're doing here. So yeah. We had 2. They were laying eggs like every week. Yeah. Nancy was like, if you get the giant ones, you do have to have like a bigger container for them. But the benefit is it's so obvious they've laid eggs. She was like, you will know the second they've laid an egg, dude. It's really big. Yeah, Clark, of course, at first was like, why don't we just have baby snails? No. No, ma'am. Apparently they are a legal pet here, but they are invasive if they get out. Or at the, you know what? I shouldn't say that. I haven't actually researched that about the giant ones. I know a lot of people here who have had giant ones. So I've just assumed that they're legal. Maybe they're not, though. I didn't realize how serious snails are. They reproduce so fast that, yeah, you need to like learn what the situation is with the snails before you have them as a pet. Because yeah, again, some of them have live young, some of them lay eggs. You're not safe just getting one because they don't need another one. they just make little clones. And they reproduce so fast that they will, like, you can find so many videos of people dealing with like basically snail outbreaks in their fish tanks and their ponds. Like, you can start with just a couple and wind up with thousands of them. And if you don't have something in there that's gonna take care of that, you just have thousands of snails suddenly. So typically if you're gonna put snails like in a fish tank, you want to make sure that there's gonna be this is like when we were talking about the isopods. You want to make sure that there's something in the fish tank that's going to naturally eat the eggs. That when snails try to make babies, you have like betta fish or something in there that are going to be like delicious. I'll eat that, you know. Yeah, it's, you know, the ecosystem that you're creating, is it balanced or not? That's hard. It's hard to figure that out. Oh my God. In my country, there's like a bunch of different invasive species that have messed up the ecosystem. Someone tried bringing a specific parrot. It got loose in the airport. And since then, they're investing the entire country. That's crazy that can happen with just one. Yeah, that's nuts. Oh. We're going to wrap up here in a second. I know, short stream to come back with, but my kiddo's going back to school tomorrow. I'm here for the long haul, so we should be able to get back into our normal schedule. Very excited. Yeah, I do not, dude. One of the videos that Clark saw, because we were looking at snail videos, one of them was there's some sort of an invasive snail that lays like pink eggs all over the place. And it was this video of somebody like collecting the eggs. And Clark was watching it, and she was like, why would they be doing that? And I was trying to explain, like, oh, if the snail's invasive, it's probably like to try and keep a bunch of snails from showing up, right? And at the end of the video, the person had a huge bowl of these pink eggs and just took a spoon and started crushing them. And Clark was like, what is she doing? And I was like, I don't know. She was so upset. I was like, oh my God, this video took such a turn, dude. I'm not going back to school. No, my kid is. It's a new term for my child. Yeah. Yeah, crush them up in a bowl. And then we were like, is she eating them? Is she going to eat them? This is so weird. This is not what I expected this to be. Alrighty. Let's start saying bye. I'm very excited to do just like a normal stream tomorrow. It's gonna be awesome. Ad starting? Absolutely not. Snooze. I love your podcast with Jesse. It's a nostalgia trip. It's also amazing on its own. I'm so glad you guys are doing that again. Thank you. Yeah, we've gotten so much good feedback on Geekenders. I'm so happy. I'm glad people are enjoying it so much. Yeah, I just need to get my audio shit sorted and get this tucked away. Tucked away. But anywho, thank you all so much for hanging out with me. My first stream back. We're hopefully doing Sunforge tonight. I don't know though, dude. Like her sleeping was so bad last night. I don't know if we're gonna be able to. But here we go. Let's read all of this off and I will say bye-bye. Raid leaders open if anybody would like to grab it, by the way. Equinox Phoenix, thank you for the 17 months. Court and Justice for the 30. Rakia for the 106. Dawn Seeker for the 104. We've got so many people over 100 now. It's amazing. Ampsand, 106 as well. Male Malay for the 73. Magic Maddie for the 75. Dorlugus for the 46. Fudori for the 4 years. Thank you so much. Happy anniversary. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. Weirwood, thank you for the 63. Alex Ratman for the 83. Kai Theron for the 58. Hazrar for the 81. Tommy Poo for the 21, Barikato for the 39, Endeavor for the 80, Amarian for the 82, Legacy Starkiller for the 54, Erased Citizen Insane for the 91, Erwinga for the 38, Escugia for the 39, Silent Xeno for the 88, Barbecue Head for the 111, Arguin for the 7, Jahome for the 37, Mr. Eduful for the 13, Alara Tenny for the 83, Meld Ironcan for the 71, Andelect for the 33, Clockwork Cook for the 54, King of Sloth for the 76, Brutalist Toast for the 28, Krendall for the 116, Poldy for the 72, happy 6 years, thank you so much, happy anniversary. Solar Blitz for the 90, Pigeon Studios for the gifted sub, thank you very much. And Jen also for the 2 months, thank you. Hasmo Bean for the 38, Stay Ashy for the 84, happy 7 years, thank you very much, happy anniversary. Cordry for the 112, what would be, is 112... 9 years? Is that right? What is 9 years? I'm trying to do maths. I'm bad at it. 96 is 8 years. 108 is what I'm looking for. Thank you. Thank you. But thank you so much for the 112. The 12 messed me up, and I was like, 12? Like 12 months in the year. I'm trying to math. Johan, thank you for the 49. Firestorm for the 46. Haiku Paiku for the 5. Nadriachi for the 90. I had to use a calculator. I appreciate you. Toasted Nom for the 43. Weird Uncle Jay for the 89. Random Angel for the 8. Eisner Guy for the 78. Ine for the 29. And Arnar for the 97. Thank you guys so much. I know, I always say that I need to just like have it written down here, like all of the years. So silly. Okay. I will choose who we're rating. Oh, also Sir Chunk said, I really miss the streams. Dodger and chat, you always bring a smile to my face and make any day amazing. Don't underestimate what a difference you all make. What a sweet Valentine. Let's see here.
It's TH.
People I am following. Oh, lots of people streaming right now. Let's see. Ooh, it looks like Brick and Nick is literally about to stream. Hold on. Yeah, let's go say hi to Brick and Nick. Oops. Go say hi, spread love, spread joy. I hope you guys had an amazing week. Thank you so much for being here today. We'll be starting back in tomorrow. Be back to our normal shit, okay? So, I'll see you then. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.